What if her silence isn't what you think it is? You've pulled back, stopped chasing, and given her the space she seemed to want. But instead of reaching out to you, she's gone completely silent too. So what does this mean? Is she truly moving on, or is something far deeper happening beneath the surface of her calm exterior? Behind that silence, there's actually a storm of emotions brewing inside her. Every moment of your silence is pushing her to question everything. She's wrestling with doubts, confusion, and wondering if she's lost you for good. This is the key moment where everything starts to shift in your favor. Stick with me through this video, because understanding what's going on when you stop texting her will completely change the way you approach this situation. By the end, you'll not only understand what she's going through, but you'll also gain the upper hand in this silent, emotional battle. You won't believe the power you actually hold right now. Trust me, this insight will turn the game around for you. Section 1. No contact. Why women mirror your silence. When you stop texting, calling, and chasing, it's not just a simple pause, it's a dramatic shift in the entire dynamic between you two. Relationships thrive on patterns, and when you break those patterns, it creates a ripple effect that can't be ignored. The truth is, modern women are no strangers to the power of no-contact tactics. They've heard the whispers, seen the stories, and some have even tried it themselves. So when you pull away, her first instinct isn't to panic or chase you down. It's to mirror your silence. This isn't a sign of her not caring. It's a strategy to regain control of the situation. By doing this, she's testing you. She wants to know if your silence is real or if it's just another game you're playing. Is he truly done? Or is this just a temporary retreat? When she mirrors your silence, she's trying to read between the lines and call your bluff. But here's the kicker. While she's matching your energy on the outside, on the inside, her mind is racing. She's thinking about everything. Why did he stop texting me? Did I say something wrong? Has he lost interest? As the silence stretches on, those questions don't just fade away, they intensify. The longer you hold your ground, the more curious, uncertain, and even anxious she becomes. It's not just about ignoring her, it's about creating space for her to feel the weight of your absence. Here's the powerful truth. When she mirrors your silence, it's not out of apathy, it's out of self-protection. She's guarding herself from getting hurt, but in doing so, she's unknowingly stepping into your frame. Every moment you stand firm in your silence, her curiosity and emotions are building. What started as a simple break in communication is now setting the stage for a dramatic shift in power. Silence isn't just a strategy, it's a game changer that redefines the entire dynamic. Section 2. How women overthink. During no-contact, silence isn't just quiet. It's a battlefield for her mind, filled with swirling questions, doubts, and emotions, especially when you've gone silent. When you stop texting, her thoughts don't just freeze. They explode into a chaotic storm, each thought louder and more intense than the last. At first, she might convince herself she's fine. He's probably just busy, she thinks, clinging to the belief that nothing's wrong. But as the hours drag on, that initial confidence starts to crack. What's he up to? Why hasn't he reached out? Is he losing interest in me? These aren't simple passing thoughts. They're deep-rooted, invasive questions that invade her mind, consuming her during every quiet moment. Why does this happen? It's because women process emotions through connection. When that connection is suddenly cut off, it leaves a void that her mind can't stand. The human brain abhors emptiness, so it fills that void with overthinking, wild assumptions, and scenarios she's imagining. She starts replaying every conversation you've had, scrutinizing every word, wondering if she said something wrong, or if there's someone else in the picture now. The longer the silence lingers, the more intense this mental spiral becomes. It's like a snowball rolling down a hill, picking up speed, weight, and anxiety with every passing second. And here's the kicker. While she's trapped in this mental whirlwind, you're the one holding all the power. Patience is the game changer here. Most men panic during no contact, thinking, she hasn't reached out, so it must not be working. But the reality is, her silence doesn't mean she's moved on. It means she's processing, deep in her own thoughts. And with every moment she spends overthinking, she's becoming more emotionally tangled in you. Silence isn't just about distance, it's about drawing her in, making her question everything, and slowly but surely, making her feel more connected to you than ever before. Section 3. Why she checks your social media. In today's world, social media has become the ultimate window into someone's life, especially when communication goes quiet. The moment you pull back, her first instinct is to check your profiles. Why? Because silence triggers a wave of curiosity, and curiosity is a powerful force. She's not just casually browsing, she's actively hunting for clues. What's he up to? Is he doing better without me? Who's he spending time with? Every post, every story, every little update becomes a breadcrumb that she eagerly follows. If you're out having fun, she'll scrutinize who's in the background, wondering if you're enjoying life without her. If you share a fitness post or a success, she'll ask herself, is he improving himself? Is he becoming more appealing to others? And if you post absolutely nothing, that will send her into a frenzy. Here's the game changer. What you post or don't post can completely shift the power dynamic. A story of you living your best life or a picture of you thriving sends a loud message that you're not waiting for her. You're independent, confident, and moving forward without missing a beat. But here's the real twist. The absence of posts is even more effective. When you post nothing, she's left with nothing to analyze, and that's when her mind really starts to run wild. She begins to fill in the gaps, imagining scenarios that often work in your favor. Social media is more than just a platform. It's a tool you can leverage. When used strategically, it amplifies your presence, boosts your confidence, and keeps her mentally and emotionally connected to you, even without a single word being exchanged. Section 4. The scarcity effect. Why less is more. Scarcity is one of the most potent psychological triggers in relationships. We all value what's rare, and we take for granted what's always available. This principle applies to every part of life, including your relationship. When you're constantly texting, calling, and chasing after her, your presence becomes predictable. She knows you'll always be there, and because of that, she doesn't feel the urgency to engage with the same level of energy. But the moment you pull back, everything changes. Your absence creates scarcity. Suddenly your time, your attention, and your energy aren't guaranteed anymore, and this gap makes her realize just how much she took you for granted. The texts she used to get, the moments you shared, the connection you built, they all start to feel like they've disappeared. But here's the secret. This isn't manipulation. It's about shifting the balance. By creating scarcity, you're sending the message that your attention is a valuable commodity, something that shouldn't be assumed. And when something is valuable, it becomes desirable. Here's the kicker. Women don't chase what's easy to have. They chase what feels significant. By pulling back and creating that feeling of scarcity, you move from being just another option to being the one she can't get out of her head. And that's where the real power lies. The less you give, the more she wants, and that's the key to flipping the dynamic in your favor. Section 5. Her ego can't handle rejection. In today's world, women are constantly surrounded by a wave of validation, likes on their photos, messages from admirers, compliments from strangers. It's a never-ending flow of reassurance that boosts their ego and keeps their confidence soaring. But when you go silent, you're cutting off that supply of validation. At first, she might tell herself it's nothing. He'll reach out eventually, it's no big deal. But as the silence drags on, something shifts. Her ego begins to crack. She's not used to being ignored. She's accustomed to being pursued, to having men chase after her, fight for her attention. Here's the thing. Your silence shatters that expectation and forces her to face a feeling she isn't comfortable with. Rejection. And this isn't just a minor sting. It's a full-blown wake-up call. Rejection makes her question everything. Did she push you too far? Did she misread your interest? What did she do wrong? Those doubts begin to erode her confidence, and before she knows it, the power dynamic flips. Now, instead of you chasing her, she's the one scrambling to prove herself. She wants to know if she still has your attention, if she hasn't lost you for good. This shift, this moment of vulnerability, creates a golden opportunity for you to regain control. While she's wrestling with her ego, you're quietly reclaiming the upper hand in the relationship. And trust me, this is where you turn the tables and put the power back in your hands. Section 6. The emotional roller coaster. You trigger silence isn't just a strategy, it's an emotional whirlwind for her. When you go quiet, you're not just stepping back, you're opening the door to a storm of emotions that she can't control, and trust me, they won't stay calm for long. At first, she might try to convince herself it's no big deal. He's probably just busy. I'm fine. But as time drags on, that initial indifference starts to crack. What was once calm begins to shift into frustration. Why hasn't he reached out yet? She wonders. Frustration quickly turns into doubt. Did I do something wrong? Is he seeing someone else? But it doesn't stop there. This emotional roller coaster starts to pick up speed. Doubt spirals into regret. She replays every interaction, overanalyzing each moment for any sign of what went wrong. Did I push him away? Could I have done something differently? And eventually, regret transforms into an intense curiosity. She can't help but wonder, what's he doing? Why is he so calm? Has he moved on completely? That curiosity grows, becoming an unshakable loop that consumes her mind. Here's the crucial part. Women thrive on emotional stability. They crave certainty and reassurance, and when you pull away, you take both of those away. Your silence disrupts her emotional balance, and the longer you hold your ground, the more she's trapped in this emotional chaos. She'll start to feel the need to break free from this constant emotional roller coaster, and that's when she'll begin to reach out, desperately trying to regain that stability. By staying silent, you've put her on a ride she can't get off, and that's exactly where you want her. Section 7. Why walking away makes you the prize. When you walk away, you're not just creating space, you're reshaping the entire dynamic between you. Most men are terrified of losing her, so they cling to the connection, constantly seeking her attention, chasing her approval, and scrambling to keep things intact. But when you walk away, you do something that shifts the entire power structure. You show confidence, and confidence changes everything. Walking away sends a clear, unshakable message. I know my worth, and I won't settle for anything less than respect, effort, and genuine connection. This isn't about arrogance or playing games. It's about self-respect. You're demonstrating that you don't need her validation to feel complete, and that shift in your energy is magnetic. Women are instinctively drawn to men who value themselves. When you walk away, you're telling her that you're not afraid to lose her, something most men can't even fathom. That mindset alone makes you stand out. You stop being just another option and become the prize, the man she has to work to keep, the man she can't afford to lose. The truth is, the vast majority of men are too afraid to walk away. They cling, they chase, they settle for breadcrumbs, thinking it's better than nothing. But by walking away, you do something extraordinary. You position yourself as the rare, high-value man who knows exactly what he deserves. And that rarity? That's what makes you completely irresistible. By choosing to walk away, you're not just stepping out of the situation, you're stepping into your own power. You become the man she has to invest in, the man who demands effort, respect, and sincerity. And with every moment you remain strong in your decision, you reinforce the truth. You're the prize, and she will start seeing you as someone she can't afford to lose. This is where you regain control, and this is where the game shifts in your favor. Section 8. How letting go changes the dynamic. Letting go isn't about giving up. It's about reclaiming control and shifting the entire dynamic of the relationship. When you let go, you're not just pulling back, you're changing the energy that flows between you. Most men are afraid of what will happen if they let go, thinking they'll lose her forever. But the truth is, letting go is exactly what forces her to see your value. When you stop chasing, you stop fueling her ego. You stop giving her the constant reassurance she's used to, and in doing so, you create a powerful void. So, what happens when you let go? She suddenly realizes your attention isn't guaranteed. She begins to question if she took you for granted. She feels the weight of your absence, and before she knows it, she starts craving your presence. Letting go isn't about playing hard to get. It's about showing her that your happiness and peace of mind don't revolve around her. It's about prioritizing yourself, your needs, and your well-being. And when she sees that strength and independence, it forces her to reevaluate everything. The moment you let go, everything changes. The power dynamic shifts. You stop being the one scrambling for her validation, and instead, she's the one seeking yours. She's the one left wondering what's going on in your life, why you're not chasing her anymore, and whether she's lost you for good. The moment you prioritize your own life, the moment you stop clinging to the relationship, you instantly become more valuable in her eyes. Letting go is not weakness. It's the ultimate power move that makes her see you in a completely new light. And when that happens, she's the one who'll be doing everything to win you back. Section 9. When she realizes she's losing you. There comes a moment in every no-contact situation when it hits her like a ton of bricks. She's losing you. This realization doesn't happen overnight. It builds gradually, becoming undeniable with each passing day of silence. At first, she might brush it off, telling herself, "He'll come back, he always does." But as days turn into weeks, that initial confidence starts to unravel. She begins to feel the weight of your absence in a way she can't ignore. The more time passes, the clearer it becomes. Something is changing, and it's not in her favor. This is when the self-reflection begins. She starts replaying the moments you shared, thinking about how you made her feel, the laughter, the connection that once felt so real. These memories don't just make her miss you, they ignite a deep sense of regret. Why did she let this slip away? As the realization sets in that she might be losing you for good, everything shifts. Her emotions take control, and she begins to chase. At first it's subtle, a random text, a like on your social media, or a comment on something you've posted. But as her feelings intensify, her efforts grow bolder. She's no longer just trying to reconnect. She's desperate to make sure you don't slip away completely. This is where patience and composure become your greatest assets. By staying calm, cool, and confident, you give her the emotional space to fully comprehend what she's at risk of losing. And once that realization hits her, she'll move mountains to get you back. She'll do whatever it takes to win back your attention, your time, and most importantly, your heart. The power is now in your hands, and it's up to you to decide how to handle it. Section 10. The shift from indifference to desire. At the beginning of no contact, she might appear totally indifferent. She goes about her life, posts on social media, and acts like she's completely unaffected by your silence. But don't be fooled. This indifference is nothing more than a facade. Here's the truth. While she might appear unbothered on the surface, inside, your absence is starting to make an impact. At first, she convinces herself that she's fine, that she doesn't need you. She goes through the motions, telling herself everything's okay. But as the days pass, that confidence begins to unravel. She starts to notice the little things, the texts you used to send, the way you made her smile, the chemistry you shared. These memories don't just remind her of you, they highlight the void you've left behind. And that's when something starts to change. Indifference morphs into curiosity. She begins to wonder what you're up to, who you're spending time with, and why you're so calm and composed. As this curiosity deepens, it transforms into something much stronger: desire. Desire turns into an obsession. Suddenly she doesn't just want to talk to you, she needs to understand you. She wants to reconnect, to rebuild what was lost, to close the emotional gap your absence has created. This shift, from indifference to desire, is the power behind no contact. By staying silent, you're not just pulling away, you're creating space for her feelings to intensify. The longer you hold your ground, the more those feelings grow, and the more she'll crave the connection you once had. The truth is, silence is not just the absence of communication, it's the catalyst that ignites her emotions, shifting her from taking you for granted to desperately wanting to be with you again. By letting her experience the void, you're giving her the space to realize just how much she truly desires you. And when that desire takes hold, everything changes. Thanks for watching. If you found this video valuable, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more content. And consider becoming a member for exclusive insights and perks. You won't want to miss what's coming next. See you in the next one.